another goldenrod that is getting really tall, and you can see with no rain during this summer, it's doing really well. For years after we planted lots of liatris, we didn't see any growing because rabbits were happily eating them. And we kind of knew that, but we wanted to give it a try. And I think last couple of years we have these liatrices growing and they're spreading. As you can see, we have more than what we planted. So this is a good example of how they will sometimes survive or not survive the wildlife, but eventually you will see them. They will come back, and regardless of the rabbits problem that we have, or rabbits inclusion in this area, I shouldn't call it a problem because they're already here. These liatris flowers are thriving and spreading, so I think that's helping to have more of this plant, and rabbits will eat some and then leave some, and they're beautiful, so we're happy to see them here blooming.
It's too much of an effort to spread TLC or something to keep the rabbits away. You don't do any prevention.
No.
Yeah.
I mean,
nature is nature.
How are you going to keep them away? They're here.
And
you see, they chopped.
In a person's yard, they could choose to do things like that to feed the rabbits.
Yeah, they're we can talk about that. As you can see, liatris tends to grow very tall, and if they get to establish and grow taller, rabbits will probably eat just the bottom of the leaves when they're fresh, but they won't really get to do much damage to the top of it and the bloom. So you can enjoy that, and maybe you can put some things around it to cover that area, and you'll have liatris and the bunnies, right? That's Ninebark. Yeah. Here we have Ninebark, and Ninebark is very hardy. It's considered as a native rose from the rose family. It's a cultivar, the purple one. And again, we had some issues with having plants established here. And Ninebark is doing really well because it's very hardy for dry soil. And this is another kind of Ninebark. It's a golden Ninebark. And during summer, this gives us a little color within all the greens that we have. And I think it's looking nice even though it's been very dry. Aster that's getting ready to bloom, and in the background you will see that's Ironweed also getting ready to bloom. And in the past we did not see Ironweed survive here because of the heat and dryness, and obviously this season, although it's been very dry recently, I think they got enough water to establish themselves, and they're really good pollinator plants, same as with Aster. And here we have coneflower, and they seem to be a little dry, but they'll do okay. We're gonna probably prune them a little bit and they will do better. And then Umsonia plant here again. Prairie Dropseed grass is very pretty. Beautiful. And here we have a popular plant that we use in other projects. It's obedient plant, and it may get a little dry and suffer from low water or less rain, but it does bloom late in the summer, and I've seen it have bloom into November. So it's good to have color in November in your garden with this plant. And it spreads, and it can be almost like a fence, or not fence, hedge. Yeah, you can literally create a hedge with this plant, which I've done in my house, and they're about this tall right now and getting ready to bloom.
And they're pretty aggressive, but
they spread
easily.
Yeah, they spread, and I just pulled it, and I think I gave it to hundreds of people. This we planted this year. It's a snake?
Rattlesnake.
Rattlesnake, but it hasn't grown much.